Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Spotlight. I am Dinah Ventura. Today we will get to know a seasoned integrated senior marketing executive who is Newport World Resorts Philippines' newest Chief Marketing Officer. He's an innovative, articulate, and high-level thinker with his top-of-the-line marketing leadership industry experience that we think makes him perfect for the newest role he is playing. So please help us welcome David Gorden. Hello,
Good
sir.
afternoon.
Good
Hi, Dinah.
afternoon. Welcome to Spotlight.
Thank you very much. A really real pleasure to be here.
Okay, so hi, David. Maybe you can start off by you giving us an overview of your almost 7 years of work with the Newport World Resorts. What were those years like?
Dina. It's closer to 7 weeks.
7 weeks, really?
Yes.
Okay. So let us know, tell us about your work before you got to Newport World Resorts.
Sure. I've had the privilege of working in Australia for a long time. 10 years. That's my home country.
I see.
I worked in South Africa for a couple of years and Latin America. So I worked for a property down there that was expanding into Chile and Panama at the time. And for the last 8 years in Singapore, and now for the last 7 weeks, we've just moved to Manila.
All right.
So very exciting.
Wow. So would this be your first time here in the Philippines?
I've visited plenty of times. So it's my first time living for sure. So the family and I are settling in. It's been a whirlwind 7 weeks, but we're looking forward to exploring this wonderful archipelago of the Philippines.
I can imagine how whirlwind it must have been for you and your family. So what have you been doing for the past 7 weeks to get used to the Philippines?
Well, for me, it was a very rapid introduction. So we raced straight into launching our new Epic Rewards program, which was an amazing event a couple of weeks ago. I'm meeting a very large team, getting to know this wonderful city. Everybody complains about the traffic here, but to be honest, it's very similar to Sydney. So I feel very much at home.
All right. So you grew up, you were born and raised in Australia. Which part? Sydney?
Born and raised in Sydney. I did do some schooling in the UK. My parents moved around a fair bit when I was a child, but yeah, mainly in Sydney and also Perth was my tertiary education.
Okay, so for Resorts World, your role is as Chief Marketing Officer. Have you always been in this line of work? What other tasks have you done before in your previous jobs?
Yeah, so I've been in marketing 80% of my career. I did do some time in corporate finance for a while, which sounds like an odd mix, but it was very, very much aligned to business marketing. And then did some time in casino operations back in Australia as well. So I've got a good grounding of the overall business, but marketing is very much my love. It's very much my background, and I think it's the most fun discipline in any business you can have.
Well, I don't know if everybody will agree with you on that. But anyway, so you said you were in the casino aspect of the job. Did you have to make a transition into this new role from that line of work?
For this one, it's a very exciting opportunity for me personally. So I've done direct casino marketing. I've done lifestyle marketing before. I've worked basically across the whole discipline of the marketing operation. This is the first time I've been able to bring it all together. And talking with the leadership team in Newport and where we want to take the property from a brand, from a customer experience perspective, from a lifestyle perspective, that opportunity here was just way too good to pass up, which is the reason I'm here.
Okay.
The Philippines market for mine, sort of post-COVID, is going to be, I think, the most exciting market in Southeast Asia, really, to be a part of. The food scene here is extraordinary. the entertainment scene. Most of my team are trying to drag me to karaoke, and I can't hold a microphone very well, so go and watch. But the love of music and food in the Philippines is very obvious straight from the day one, and that's an exciting part to be of.
Okay, so meeting new people and getting to know the culture.
Yeah.
So we really hope that you're having fun with that at
Oh,
this
very.
point. But right now, of course, you're settling into the work. What are your current work priorities as the new CMO?
Number one is bedding down Epic Rewards. So we launched that a couple of weeks ago, as I mentioned. There's a lot of work to do there. I consider that very much the starting point. And we really want to make this the most powerful consumer program that we can project into the Philippines. And not just at the resort, but extending beyond that with partnerships of the likes of Philippine Airlines and quite a number of other partnerships external to the resort. So that's priority number one. We've got a lot of infrastructure things to put in place to really make that a superior customer experience. Then the priority number two is, broadly speaking, I guess the post-COVID work with the people in the business. COVID created a lot of disruption for everybody around the world, and people mucked in, rolled up their sleeves, and did what they needed to do. So we're going through a bit of a reset now to make sure that we get people growing appropriately and back in the right spaces, and the organisation really functioning in a post-COVID manner. And then the third is really then expanding the lifestyle aspects of the property. We've got some amazing restaurants. We've got a huge legacy of entertainment with this property. Akora is one of our newest hotels. It's probably the newest five-star hotel in Manila right now. We've got 3,600 hotel rooms to fill.
Wow.
An amazing array of meeting incentive space. We've got a brilliant lineup of retail products coming in the next 18 months. And taking all those restaurants, bars, nightlife. So the pool at Akora, which is that hotel just before, is one of the most amazing venues I've seen. And it's beautiful, it's tranquil, you can have DJs there.
This
so
is
really
Okura Hotel, the Japanese-themed hotel?
Absolutely,
Okay.
yeah. And the rooms are extraordinary. They're very personalised with the onsens and the facilities in that hotel are second to none. So bringing the people, the loyalty program, and then elevating all of those lifestyle assets as an integrated resort is priority number three. And that's going to take a while, but we've got an amazing history to back us up, and we're looking forward to that challenge.
Yeah. So coming in as you are now as the new in your new position, and as you said, the whole industry is facing a reset of sorts after with COVID still around and the pandemic still very much around. What are the challenges that you see in your new role now to overcome all this new, I guess, the new conditions in the hotel industry and the hospitality industry?
Yeah, I think a couple of things. One is making sure that we don't ever lose sight of our history or our legacy. We're the pioneer resort in Manila. We're very proud of that fact. And it's created a lot of foundation stones that are very important: the entertainment history, the people history, and so forth. So never losing sight of that fact, but making the most of it and working with the people here to understand truly what that means to transition into the post-pandemic world whenever that occurs. Making sure that we work with the governments and the regulators and the tourism boards to make sure that people are safe. It's absolute priority in the short term. But then as we come out of that, really working with stakeholders externally and internally to describe what the future looks like and how that actually impacts the business, and being able to tell that story that's positive and growth orientated and really important for Manila, the Philippines as a whole, and where we take the hospitality market from here.
I'm just curious because I'm sure a lot of people now are rethinking the way they do business. And in your position as a marketing expert in the hotel industry, what do you think should be put in place? What initiative should be put in place to transition smoothly into a new kind of reality that we are living in right now?
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is generational as well. My personal opinion, I love working with the younger generations. They bring a completely different perspective to life. I think the last 2 years has changed a lot of people's perspectives as well as an individual. So I think where we can, making sure we leverage technology, number one. We don't revert back to the fixed idea that you have to be in an office to work. Obviously, we're hospitality, so we've got a large number of positions that actually require you to be here to serve the guest, which is important. But ensuring that those team members or our thrill makers really understand the career opportunities through that space and how fulfilling it can be is important as well. So I think it's I'm generalising here, but it's really working with the new generations, understanding people's individual perspectives, working with them where we can, but also really articulating we're a huge business and have functions from corporate finance all the way through to marketing and everything in between. There's employee opportunities here galore if people want to follow that path. That's why I've been in the industry for 20 plus years now, and why I intend to stay. I think it's probably the most widely the industry with the widest scope to achieve what you want to achieve.
Wow, yeah, very well said. Mga katribo, we're just starting, and we'll get to know more about David Gorden after we take a short break. Spotlight will be right back.
Be updated sa news and happenings katribu. Hatid ng Daily Tribune sa inyo ang mga balitang napapanahon sa loob at labas ng bansa. Kami na ang bahala sa paghahatid sa inyo ng mga latest and reliable news. We got you covered sa programang Tribune News on Q. Mapapanood mula umaga hanggang gabi, Lunes hanggang Biyernes sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube. Narito na ang mga makakasama nyo tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Roy Pelovelo, Comfy Manalo, Vernon Velasco, Kim Sancha at Jerk Balagtas. Abangan ang programang Gising Na sa Facebook page ng Daily Tribune.
Ilabas na ang mainit na kape at samahan kami sa inyong pag-almusal, mga katribo.
Sama-sama natin alamin ang mga natatagong istorya sa mga latest na kaganapan sa loob at labas ng bansa.
Maaari niyo rin ibahagi sa amin ang inyong opinion via Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now sa YouTube.
Makichika na rin sa latest showbiz happenings, mga katribo.
Kaya naman, magsama-sama po tayo sa
Gising Na!
Mga impormasyong direktang makukuha mula sa sources at diretsahang usapan. Yan ang ating damin sa inyo sa programang Straight Talk. Samahan nyo kami sa makabuluhang talakayan live tuwing Martes alas 10 ng umaga sa official Facebook page ng Daily Tribune at Tribune Now on YouTube. Fun and inspiring na kwentuhan? Sagot na yan ang programang Spotlight ng Daily Tribune. Makipagkwentuhan at kilalanin ng iba't ibang personalidad na kilala sa kani-kanilang larangan. Manood at makinig sa mga inspiring stories na kanilang ibabahagi kasama si Dinah Ventura. Be ready ng mamangha at matuwa every Thursday alas 2 ng hapon dito lang sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube. Be updated sa news and happenings katribu. Hatid ng Daily Tribune sa inyo ang mga balitang napapanahon sa loob at labas ng bansa. Kami na ang bahala sa paghahatid sa inyo ng mga latest and reliable news. We got you covered sa programang Tribune News on Q. Mapapanood mula umaga hanggang gabi, Lunes hanggang Biyernes sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube.
Welcome back to Spotlight. Still with us this afternoon is Mr. David Gorden, Chief Marketing Officer of Newport World Resorts. So, David, welcome back.
Yeah.
Earlier, we were talking about your role as the Chief Marketing Officer of Newport World Resorts. So, let's get a little bit more into that. How do you plan to locally and globally expand the Newport World Resorts? And who is behind the rebranding with a change from Resorts World Manila to Newport World Resorts?
So who was behind the rebranding sort of predates me in the Philippines. I think it's a corporate direction to really set out. Again, we were talking before about sort of post-pandemic. Really set out a reset. We've got new hotel assets that came online actually during the pandemic or right just before, and also this year. So it was really more of a reset to then take us forward into the next period of time post COVID, really. So yeah, we're very much looking forward to the new brand and what that means and how that translates to how we deliver our customer experience on the ground.
Okay, and what would you like to focus on more and convey as the newest Chief Marketing Officer?
Well, the thing that's surprised me, Dina, is I guess I've been around the world a lot. And the thing that's really stood out for me in the Philippines is how friendly and warm, genuinely warm everybody is to everybody. And people just really want to help and connect. And that's very different to arriving in a place like my hometown, Sydney. It can be a bit colder. I'll say that up front, even though it's a magnificent city. So that warmth and that connection is very apparent right up front, from our thrill makers at work through to people I meet in Grabs or at retail stores. So for me, it's leveraging that essence of warmth and hospitality. It's starting to describe how that is apparent in our brand and how we deliver customer experience. That's a really great base to work from, and something from a local and international perspective is where I think we need to really pull the strength of Manila, the Philippines, and also Newport World. Yeah, it's been a wonderful surprise actually in the first 7 weeks of being here. Yeah.
That's great to know. I agree with you that there should be a focus on that kind of quality of Filipinos, the warmth, and giving that just very happy experiences to guests and visitors. So I'm glad that you were pointing that out. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Are there any other exciting projects or activities or marketing initiatives that we should look forward to from the Resorts World family?
Oh, absolutely. So, I mean, we launched a program a couple of weeks ago where we're in the middle of a very huge raffle at the moment. The real priority for us now is to lead into Christmas. We've got a lot of Christmas activities coming up. We'll be announcing our tree lighting ceremony soon. We've got our retail sale, which will be early December. Again, details will be coming through soon. We've got a lot of, and from what the team tell me, Christmas is a really big deal in the Philippines.
Very.
We really want to, encourage families to come out, enjoy all of the entertainment and food and beverage and lifestyle facilities we've got. We've got a huge array of entertainment products coming through. We've got Air Supply, which is an old group from my country. We've got a circus coming through for the last couple of weeks of the year. So we're really looking forward to a great end to a tough couple of years, and really finishing on a high.
Yes, sounds good. What was the past 2.5 years like for the property? I mean, I know you just came in a few weeks ago, but I'm sure you have studied how it was, and how do you plan to change that?
Yeah, I guess tough like everybody. A number of our F&B outlets pivoted quite quickly to provide off-site food and beverage services. Our hotels helped out with quarantine facilities, and as I mentioned, our team mucked in and did their best through a tough period. So everybody rolled their sleeves up and got stuck in, even if it was a discipline that was not familiar to them, like outbound calling, making sure signage was up and everything else. So it was really pleasing to hear the stories of how people just got stuck in and helped.
Wow.
I think for me, it's acknowledging that now and resetting the marketing and also the operational business to get people back into the areas where they show the best outcome for themselves, for the business. So that alignment takes a little bit of time and making sure that people understand that it's not a negative. It's actually, gearing us up to come out of this pandemic in the best possible way. So that's really the focus from people perspective. And then, I guess working with the government and the health authorities to make sure that we're supporting them in the best way we can moving forward. And fingers crossed we can come out of this into 2023 and really rebound fast.
Right.
Great for everyone.
I really like that the optimism that I am feeling from you there. So, to our dear viewers, please stay with us. We'll be right back after another set of commercials.
Be updated sa news and happenings katribu. Hatid ng Daily Tribune sa inyo ang mga balitang napapanahon sa loob at labas ng bansa. Kami na ang bahala sa paghahatid sa inyo ng mga latest and reliable news. We got you covered sa programang Tribune News on Q. Mapapanood mula umaga hanggang gabi, Lunes hanggang Biyernes sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube. Mga impormasyong direktang makukuha mula sa sources at diretsahang usapan. Yan ang ating damin sa inyo sa programang Straight Talk. Samahan nyo kami sa makabuluhang talakayan live tuwing Martes alas 10 ng umaga sa official Facebook page ng Daily Tribune at Tribune Now on YouTube.
Welcome back. You're still watching Spotlight. And still with us is the Chief Marketing Officer of Newport World Resorts, David Gorden. So let's get to know him some more. So, Mr. Jorden, where did you get your knack for marketing? I mean, how did you study for it and where did you train for it?
So it was my first degree. Was marketing and communications in Perth. I actually started very much with business marketing, so relationship marketing for professional services, and it's very personalised, one-on-one type style of marketing. I did that for about 10 years, and that was a marketing sales sort of role, and then really fell in love with consumer marketing in the casino industry, the integrated resort industry. There's so much depth, and you do the business-to-business marketing through to the consumer marketing and everything in between. And it's been a learning journey, and I guess it's something you never stop learning, and that's the wonderful part about life. I try and do professional development at least twice a year in some way or another. And I encourage my team to do the same, either self-learning or company-driven.
Right. So that's very good to know that constant learning, right? No matter how experienced you get in your line of work, you still have, there's always something new to learn. And well, recently, what have you learned? I guess.
I did a short course recently on digital marketing. It's very important. Most of my team is under the age of 30, so it's very important to stay current and really understand the technology that's coming through, and it's really exciting. I mean, I remember that I'm terribly old now, but I remember when the first iPhones came out, and that explosion and how that's completely transferred how the marketing discipline is delivered. It hasn't really changed how the marketing discipline is constructed, because response marketing and everything else is still very similar. But in terms of how it's delivered and how that's constructed, the changes have been unprecedented in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Staying current with that is incredibly important.
Yeah. So, speaking of that, it's constant learning, and I'm sure your work is always in your mind. But how do you balance your life, your personal life, your private life with your work?
I've got a very patient wife, and she's lovely. We've been together a long time, so she understands the hours I do, and this building never sleeps, quite literally. So we've lived that life quite a bit. And then I've got a young 13-year-old boy who keeps me very honest. In terms of fitness, he's an energetic young man, so we play a lot of football and basketball together. And I love watching him play sport. And then I've got older children who are back in Sydney now. They're in their 20s, so it's a challenge to always make time for them. We try and ensure that we have family dinner twice a week, either at home or at the resort, and that's important time to put away the phone and concentrate on the people closest to them.
Right. Okay. And how do you stay on top of your game?
I try and keep fit. I work on the basis that if you've got a fit body, you've got a fit mind. So I try and do something at least once a day. And again, give me that sort of 45 minutes to an hour just to reset the mind before hitting a busy day. I've got a wonderful team as well who look out for me, and they're in front of me a lot of the way. So that's very important that you have people around you can trust and rely on.
Right. And what's a day like for you in your new job?
Probably, again, kicks off around 5:30 in the morning. I get my son off to school, have some exercise, and check my emails to make sure everything's okay. And then it's a lot in the first 8 weeks is about meeting people. We've got thousands of people work here, so I've spent a lot of time with the venues and walking the floor and making sure that the people understand who I am, and really starting that story about superior customer experience and how that fits in. That's a lot of my time now.
Okay. And how would you describe your management style?
I like to give my direct reports, especially, very much autonomy. We talk about goals. We talk about what we want to achieve. We talk about timeframes, 6 to 12 months. I like to give them autonomy to work towards that. I am tough, but fair. And I like to think that I'm pretty open to environments and different challenges along the ways. But really, it's about autonomy and giving the guys the understanding, the platform to understand it's okay to make a mistake, as long as we learn from it and move forward in the best way possible.
Okay, something I can learn from. And when you're not working, what do you like to do?
We're actually scoping out at the moment some potential. We love bushwalking or walking in the forest, in the mountains. So that would be a passion that we're trying to scope out now for one weekend, hopefully between now and Christmas. I love golf, and spending time with my kids. So it's very, very much outdoors, very much sporting. I have the privilege of eating at wonderful restaurants as a living, so we typically eat at home when I'm not working because a lot of that's already taken care of. So it's very much outdoors and active lifestyle.
All right, very good. I hope you get to do that here too.
Yeah, well, it looks like there's some beautiful places not far away from Manila, so.
Right. Just a driving distance away. And what about Filipino food? Have you tried them? Have you liked any of them so far?
Yes and yes. Actually, we found a hole-in-the-wall restaurant. We just moved our furniture into a house, and we found a hole-in-the-wall Filipino restaurant. It was one of the best meals I've had in Manila. It was a slow-cooked beef broth. We had some adobo, pork and chicken, some veggies. I'll probably leave the intestine kebabs behind again, but we've really enjoyed the exploration around Filipino food so far. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I hope you get to try even more and tell us more about that. So, Mr. Jorden, thank you very much for joining us today, and really enjoyed getting to know you more. But before we let you go, maybe you would like to say some words to our viewers.
Yeah, I thank everybody that I've met so far for the amazing warm welcome in the Philippines. It's really been a lovely country to move to. Looking forward to the next 18 months, 2 years, however long it is. Hopefully it's a long time. We've really settled in well, and we look forward to seeing everybody at Newport World Resorts. We're very excited by the future, and we look forward to welcoming as many customers and guests as we possibly can over the next period of time.
Great. So thank you once again, Mr. David Gorden, and welcome to the Philippines. We hope you really enjoy your stint with us. And we hope you enjoyed our conversation this afternoon as much as we did. And of
Dina,
course,
thank you very much. Really appreciate your time.
thank you. And of course, thank you to our Katribus for tuning in today. Watch Spotlight live every Friday at 2 p.m. on Daily Tribune's official Facebook page and on Tribunal on YouTube. I am Dinah Ventura, and this has been Spotlight.
We would like to thank the following: Araneta, Pag-ibig, SM Supermall, Veteran, Divina Law Offices, ICTSI, Xlog, Globe, Kia, PLDT, Cherry, Tanawan, Prime Homes, RLC, Pure Gold, Meralco, and SM Retail.